Alright then guys, this is the PSGL highlights from, I believe it was Sunday's race in, as you can see, Russia. So we're going to start going on to our last qualifying lap. You can see that we're currently in P2. We're about, I think, a tenth or so behind AMK at this point, maybe slightly less, maybe slightly more. But yeah, we're not too far behind now, so we're going to see if we can improve a little bit. So hopefully you can see in the background that I've invested my time into slightly more editing this time, so we've got some fancy music, and wasn't some terrible editing. That's all we're going to get so far, but you never know. In future videos it may extend into fun, nice little graphics. You never know. So swinging through here, we're now 1.5 tenths up going into sector 2. You can take this corner a little bit and cut that corner a little bit. You don't want to do it too much there or you'll end up invalidating your lap, as this is one of those tracks where invalidating is unbelievably easy. You can see we're still 3 tenths up here going into our final qualifying lap, so hopefully we can make some sort of impact on the qualifying grid. There are only 10 of us here today. I think as F1 sort of winds down a little bit, you know, less and less people are becoming interested in the game, I suppose. So swinging through the final sector, we're now 4 tenths up. We've done that corner really nicely. 5 tenths up, here we go. We're looking to see if we can challenge AMK for pole. We're sort of in the region at the minute, but you never know. Here we go. Through the final sector, not managing to corner cut, extending it. We go P2, preliminary there, 1.5 tenths off AMK in the end. We do set the fastest sector 3, but, you know, we didn't quite do. We've got to set the exact same time as the current championship leader, Flying Chrome, so that's a decent effort from us there, finishing P3. You see there Aaron and onto podium in 5th and 8th, our good mates. So setting the strategy here, we're going to go for ultra soft to super soft. It's just what you do around Russia. It's not particularly difficult track on tyre wear. Getting the fuel right, and we're going to start the race up to 5 red lights. And away we go. It's, for some reason, just didn't change out of first gear, and we've got possibly the worst start in PSGL history. We've gone down from 3rd, already in 7th. We've got onto the podium now on our outside. We're going to try and stick it around the outside of Chicken here, going into turn 1, or turn 2 I suppose. We do manage to do that, but the game decided that we were slightly too far to the left, so we have to give that back, but slowing down too much, we let pass onto the podium, and we are about to let past our teammate Cheetah. So that's not a great effort there, as he also sends it up the inside onto the podium, but we do manage to keep it ahead of Schweb, so that's something. We have a little go there, but you can see that as he parks it on the apex, that means that we've gone down from 3rd to 9th in the matter of effectively 1 corner. So that's gone well. Moving on later in the lap here, you can see that we're just trying to get past Cheetah, but he's parking on the apex nicely, so there's not much we can do there. We get a terrible run out of that corner, so we're going to have to skip on later to lap 2. Here's Stavers trying to go down the outside onto the podium. Cheetah down on the outside, sends him wide, and that means that we've managed to pick up a free position there. So it's not usually how teammates work, but it has worked in this case. Onto the podium, and Cheetah fighting now allows us to try and close up a little bit. We're going to try and hang it around the outside. A little tricky, but we do manage to do so. Brake later, get down to gear 3. Leave him a little bit of room there, but he's still on our outside. We try and get a better launch shifting through the gears. We've got, I think that Schweb is looking a little bit feisty behind us as well, but we do manage to hold them off, and we have got past Cheetah into 7th. So starting our comeback drive now from P3 to P9 back to P7. You see we've caught up onto the podium now, getting in the slipstream. Rich mix going, DRS going. We're going to see if we can send it down the inside now. We do manage to do that. I think onto the podium didn't make that too difficult because he does have some damage, but he's still not exactly backing out of the way, to be fair to him. So there we go, we're back to P6 now. We lose the car massively through that corner. That's very, very difficult corner, that one. I'm not too fond of it. But in the end we do manage to get to P6, as in case it's the fastest lap of the race. And there's some sort of huge collision behind us, but we don't really know what's going on, so we'll just ignore that. Closing up now, a few laps later, to Chicken and Aaron up ahead, who started battling. That means we've allowed, once we've got past onto podium and Cheetah, we managed to catch them up, so we're going to see if we can make any sort of moves going through this corner. As Aaron pits there, he had a bit of wing damage, so he's pitted going to supers and changes wing. So that means that we are going to try and close up on Chicken now, see if we can make an overtake on him to get ourselves into P4. which, considering when we dropped all the way down to P9, it's not a bad quick recovery. So we get in slipstream, open DRS, and see if we can send it on the inside. We brake late, but if anything a little bit too late. Chicken just sticks it on our outside and he's going to get the traction on the way back, so it's not worked out brilliantly there, and we stay in 5th place. So yeah, I kind of outbroke myself there a little bit, but we're moving on to the next lap. We're still close to Chicken, still trying to make that overtake, and we've decided to be a little bit more patient this time. I'm going to try a different corner because that first one didn't work too well. Shifting down to gear 4 there to not lose the car next to Chicken. Gets a very bad run through that, and we're going to try and send it down the inside. We brake late, hit the apex, and leaving room on the outside, so it's a nice little move there. And we've got past Chicken, and that means that we are now effectively P4. Coming into the pits now on, I think it was the same lap to be honest, maybe one lap later. You can see we've got Staber very, very close behind us. We're going to go put on the super softs, we said, for that very simple one stop. We've managed to keep ahead of the fastest pit crew in F1, so that's always nice to see. A great Ferrari team doing as well there. Aaron pumping in the fastest laps while he's been in the pits, and he's actually managed to jump us. So we are now going to have a little battle with Aaron. And if that's, you see we're in P8, we've got a couple of cars still to pit ahead, so I think we're effectively in P5. But you can see there that we messed up the braking point. Still getting used to not using a little bit of braking assist because we've turned it off for this race. And we messed it up and knocked a tiny bit of the front wing, but it's not made a difference. Closing up again, we're going to try and send it down the inside like we tried to do with Chicken, and it failed. Can we do it with Aaron instead? He brakes well on the outside. We put down the inside, but he holds it on the outside brilliantly. Great defensive driving from Aaron there. Gets on the traction, and we can't seem to beat him through there. So we're just going to see if we can just try and get past Aaron, but he seems to have very good straight line speed in his setup. So we're going to move on a few laps later where we managed to close up again. So we're going to give it another go. DRS open, rich mix again. See if we can sort of conserving fuel for a few laps. We've got a bit now to burn. I'm going to extend it around the outside. But again, this time we've outbroken ourselves again. Almost losing it into Aaron there, but we decided not to crash into Aaron. And instead sort of concede the position because we had outbroke ourselves. 3 laps later. Once again we are close to Aaron. This time we're going to try the same move around the outside. Rich mix again. Can we get it done this time? Aaron doesn't really leave us any room though, so yeah, that might have been a little bit of a cheeky move there, but a little bit of contact, and in the end, we are up to P4, but, you know, in my opinion, if Aaron didn't squeeze us that much, then I wouldn't have had to make contact to stay on the track, so that's my thoughts anyway. But there we go, Aaron has now lost it. He's absolutely rolled it, as usual, and he had to go into the pits now, so that's his race over. And that means that we're going to skip on to the last lap of the race because nothing happened for the remainder of the race. So we are back up to P4 after messing up just awfully off the line, really. Probably the worst start anyone's ever seen in a video. Yeah, you can see, at least I put it in, so enjoy that one. But we've managed to pull away from Staber over the... Not called Steb actually. But yeah, we've managed to pull away from him, whatever his name is, over the last few laps of the race. So we now got a good 2 seconds on him. I think we've got the same penalties. He might even have one more, so it's not too bad. But I mean, we do also have a 10-second penalty because we left the race before it was over last week in Austria. That's why I didn't upload the highlights for that, because I plugged the wrong internet in. I had Wi-Fi instead of Ethernet, so I basically just lagged around. Did 4 corners and thought, no, I'm not going to crash into someone because they'll lag and quit. And then I got 10 seconds because I quit. So that's why that's not uploaded, but this one is, here in Russia. Sochi, I believe it is. How about that? Yeah, you can see here that we are still pushing at this point. Since we've got that 10-second penalty, we want to get as far ahead of the other drivers as possible. There's a very fierce battle going on behind us, between Steber and Chicken, I believe it is. But yeah, so AMK wins it in the end. It does say Drebe at the top there, but that's not right. AMK did win it. He won it very comfortably and good 3-second gap to throw him the entire race. He did really well, to be fair. Got the pole and then won the race, so he can't do much more than that. But we are going to take final lap there, and we do finish P4 in the end, which is not a bad effort. So hopefully you enjoyed that little commentary there of the PSGL race in F3, and hopefully I'll catch you later for what will be the Monaco race around FTRL.